Hey guys, today I wanted to talk to you about something that I've been contemplating lately, which is at what point writing stops becoming a chore and starts to become something that you crave or something that you're drawn to, that it feels like something's missing if you're not doing it. And I think that day has come for me through the 10-minute challenge project. Um, I try to mention it in each video, and because I want to encourage you all to participate. So basically, what it is it is a challenge that you make with yourself to spend 10 minutes every day um, working on your craft. And so in my case, that's writing. So I spend at least 10 minutes every day writing something. Um, when I first began the challenge, it's probably been 2 weeks. I wasn't very consistent, and I struggled with the feeling that if I wrote something, it needed to be something important or valuable or um, worthy of my time. And that was really the wrong approach to take with writing, especially when you're coming from being out of practice and trying to get back into practice. So after a while, I began to just write for the sake of writing. Even if I was writing, I have nothing to write about today. It's so boring. I have writer's block. I had to write. I had to build a habit of writing. And some days it was really a chore, but since maybe yesterday or maybe a little earlier, I started to feel less like it was a chore and more like everything else was a chore. Um, I've gotten to a point with writing where the writing isn't just flowing freely. I still struggle with writer's block. It's still an issue every single time I sit down to write. I feel a bit of a block that I need to break through to initiate my writing. However, over time, that block has gotten lighter and thinner and easier to break through more quickly. I've gotten to a point now where I can't wait to write. I get up and I want to skip breakfast and I want to, I don't want to go through a morning routine, washing my face and getting dressed and all that. I just want to skip it all and go straight to writing. And this is really the point that I wanted to get to. My goal was to get to a stage where writing became something that was second nature. Now, I think I've reached sort of a climax in the process where you get to the point where writing becomes one of the most, if not the most important thing in your life, in your day. And I feel like I'm definitely, if I'm not at that point, I'm reaching that point. But what's important to note is that once you reach that climax, it inevitably has to come down, and I expect that it will come down, and I'm actually looking forward to it because I've talked a lot in some of my recent posts and writing and video posts about balance and finding balance and my struggle with it, and that I want to immerse myself 100% in whatever I'm working on. So if right now I'm focusing on my writing, so I want to immerse myself 100% in my writing, and everything else around me just becomes an annoyance. It becomes a distraction. Whether it's, eating breakfast, like that's gonna take too much time. This morning I got up, I threw some toast in the toaster, and I said I'm just gonna take some toast and some tea, and I'm gonna write. My toast burned, right? So rather than take the 2 minutes that it would have taken to toast more toast, or maybe scraping the burn off or whatever, I took the toast, I wrapped it up in a paper towel, and said, "Oh, I'll feed it to the birds, I'll eat later," and then I went out to write. Now, I'm at the point where writing is, it's obsessive, almost, and I need to get past this point. I need to get beyond the climax and to the point where things start to mellow out a bit, because I have to find a more normal balance. Writing 10 minutes a day, it's never 10 minutes. I have not sat down and spent 10 minutes yet. In the beginning, it was maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes, but as the days wore on, it started to be an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, five, sometimes 5 hours. I'm outside or wherever I'm at on the couch, and I'm just immersed in this writing. And you can imagine how much that throws off your schedule when you have kids to tend to and a house to clean and orders to fill for my business or whatever other responsibilities I have. They're kind of being shirked off to the side while I immerse myself in this obsessive process of writing. So today's post is really about reaching that climax of the point where writing is no longer a chore and it becomes something that you can't help but do, and getting past that. And that's where I'm trying to get to now. I'm trying to work to the point where I get past the obsession and it falls nicely into my lifestyle and nicely into my schedule that should include everything else, meaning my kids, my husband, my business, I don't know, my hygiene, my diet, everything besides writing. So that's it for today. I wonder, have any of you gotten to this point where writing becomes an obsession and it's hard for you to break away from it and return back to normal life? Have you not gotten to that point? Where are you at in the process? Are you right here at the beginning where it's still, like pulling teeth, getting yourself to write something? Or are you slowly moving toward where writing becomes easy to the point where it becomes an obsession? Have you gotten past it? Are you past obsession? Is writing a normal part of your schedule? Do you write for an hour every day? If you do, tell me your secret. How do I get past the obsessive point? Um, that's it. So this is a part of the 10-minute challenge, which is, as I mentioned earlier, a challenge to write for 10 minutes every day, no matter what. You can find out more about the challenge on my blog at chorusofblue.com, or you can just look me up on Facebook, Keelana Hamilton, and you can see the posts there. We also have a group that you can join and get daily prompts to help you with your own writing. Thank you so much for listening, and happy writing.